Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. You might have seen lots of YouTubers at the moment unboxing and reviewing 1700-pound iPads and 20,000-pound Mac towers, but what is the suitable option for that casual user? I recently had this question come up by a few whom I know asking me if they need an iPad or a laptop. So let's see what is suitable. And when I mention casual user, this is going to exclude developers, designers, gamers, and other power users who require lots of processing power and storage. We're going to focus on that casual user group who need a computer or a tablet at home for the usual day-to-day stuff. This video is actually spurred by a retired couple coming up to me and asking me if they had the option just to buy one device, what would that be? Should they buy an iPad or a computer? Wish there was a straightforward answer for this, and if it were up to me, I would have recommended to get them both as they would get the best of both the worlds. But the option was only to choose one, so let's see if this video will help in making that decision. So let's look at the basic tasks which casual users do with their devices. Number 1. Surf the internet, shop online, and read articles. Number 2, watch movies and YouTube videos. Third is send and receive emails and do basic office stuff. Number 4 is use video or voice chat functionalities. Number 5, connect various devices via USB, including printers. And number 6 is be mobile, that is the ability to take it places along with you. So first let's consider the device options. Again, the main requirement is keeping the cost as low as possible without sacrificing on quality. On the tablet front, we'll go for the iPad Air costing £479, giving you 64 gigabytes of storage. I could have considered the entry-level iPad for lower cost, but the specs are a bit dated on that, and the storage is too low to recommend it. We are looking for something which should last at least 5 to 6 years, and the A12 processor in the iPad Air is much more future-proof than the A10 chip in that entry-level iPad. On the computer side of things, let's consider PC, as at below £500 price point, you wouldn't get a Mac. So for the price of £500 and below, you can get an Intel Core i5 processor with 8 gigs of RAM and about 256 gigs of SSD storage running Windows Home. Trust me guys, you don't need Windows Pro as this is not needed for home users, and adding Windows Pro will only bump up the cost by an extra £100 to £150. You can also get Windows laptops for sub £300 with Intel M processors or i3 processors with 4 gigs of RAM. But again, Windows 10 is most comfortable at the i5 level with 8 gigs of RAM, and that's why I recommend those as the minimum specifications. Look at this laptop which I'm unboxing. It only costed £400, made by HP, comes with 8th gen Intel i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of SSD storage, has got 3 USB ports, also has an SD card reader and a HDMI port, and the screen is full HD. So we have our devices now. Let's look at those day-to-day tasks and see how both the iPad and the PC handles them. First up is surf the internet, shop online, and read articles. The best place for doing these activities is on the couch or whilst relaxing on your bed. I know the loo is also a popular option, but for now, let's just stick to the living or bedroom. The iPad wins here straight up as it was a device which was meant for that. I also read about this that there was an inside talk at Apple that the iPad/iPhone came into existence as Steve Jobs wanted a device that he could check and reply to his emails whilst he is in the bathroom. So you see, the iPad was actually built for that. You could use your laptop, but doing any kind of web surfing on a laptop which weighs at least 1.5 kilos and is blowing hot air constantly through the vents is not going to be ideal. I mean, the laptop was perfect when we had those huge tower PCs, but now it cannot compete with the iPads in terms of ease of use. Moreover, with the iPad OS now, you get full desktop websites instead of cut down mobile versions, giving you that complete desktop class browsing experience. And for reading articles, again, the iPad is going to be a perfect device for this. Lots of content, newspapers and magazines have specifically designed apps to make it compatible with the iPad and give you that ease of navigation and browsing and flicking through, giving you that almost realistic feel as if you're flicking through pages of a real book. Second point is watching movies and YouTube videos. Again, the iPad is brilliant for these and offers a battery life which the Windows laptops cannot compete. I here have a 2-in-1 Ultrabook. This is a bit more expensive at costing about £1,200, but still the battery life is terrible on it. Whereas I could watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in one full charge on the iPad. One thing I have to mention, even though it's a bit outdated, laptops still offer the option of having a DVD drive in them. If you see this one here, which we bought from eBuyer at about £429, comes with a DVD drive. So if you have huge collection of DVDs, then you can still watch them without having to convert them into MP4 files. Next up is sending and receiving emails and basic office stuff. For emails, a physical keyboard giving you that tactile feedback is much better than typing on a glass screen. Saying that, you can also get physical keyboards for the iPads, both the expensive ones from first party or cheaper alternatives from third party providers. Still, the inbuilt keyboard of laptops totally dominates this space, and the Bluetooth keyboard accessories which you get for the iPad are no match for that physical inbuilt laptop keyboard. Then for basic office stuff like using Word or Excel or spreadsheets or PowerPoint, the laptop was built for this. You can get Microsoft Office Suite on the iPad as well, or use Apple's version of the same like Pages, Keynote, etc. But nothing really beats that native mouse pointer and keyboard support which the laptop provides. So for such kind of stuff, the laptop is most comfortable. You can make do with the iPad as long as you're okay with the limitations of using an on-screen or Bluetooth keyboard for typing and using fingers or an expensive Apple Pencil for the mouse pointer type of precision. Just a thought, Microsoft Office Suite is not included for free with your laptop, and Microsoft offers a solution which costs you about £10 a month. But you can get a genuine Microsoft Office 2019 professional version from third-party sellers for about £30. Next is video and voice chat. The iPad is the most convenient solution for this. It is light to carry around. You just need a case to prop it up. There are plenty available from third-party sellers for about £10, and then you can position the iPad anywhere in your house. Plus, you have access to almost all the apps which you'd ever need for video/voice calls, like Apple's own iMessage or third-party ones like Skype, Google Hangouts, Slack, etc. Next is the interesting point, connecting various devices. The iPad OS opened this up and you can now hook up all sorts to the iPad like USB pen drives, SD cards, wireless game controllers, and even a wireless or Bluetooth mouse. I made a video about this and I will link it down below if you wish to check that out. However, it's not all perfect here. First, you need a dongle. The Apple ones are a bit expensive, but third-party ones should only cost about a tenner. Secondly, portable hard drives, which require more power, need an adapter with power supply. Apple sells one for about £40, but again, you can look at third-party for cheaper options. Whereas laptops still retain all ports, so you don't need a dongle. The one which I have here has got 3 USB ports and an SD card slot. Plus, there is no limit to what you can plug in here. Pen drives, portable hard drives, USB lights, fans, coasters, anything which has got a USB or any other compatible port works perfectly fine with the laptops. Which brings me to the other important accessory which we all need, a printer. Even if it's not for office work, you'd probably require a printer at some point for probably printing a flight ticket or a cinema ticket or posters like me. Thankfully, both the iPad and the laptop work fine here. The iPad will mostly support wireless printers, but the cost for wireless printers nowadays is hardly any more than the standard printers. So ideally, even if you get a laptop, I'd recommend buying a wireless printer as it is very convenient. We've reached the final point, and that is to be mobile. There is no competing with the iPad in this category. The iPad was built for being portable, and such a small form factor makes it easy to carry around. Even the laptops are considered portable back when its granddaddy, the tower PCs, were popular. And even if you spend over £2,000 to get one of those ultra-thin notebooks, they still do weigh about 1.2 kilos compared to the 456 grams of the iPad Air. And for the price which we are considering here, which is under £500, you are looking at a laptop which weighs at least over 1.5 kilos. Few more points to consider. For the laptop, you need to subscribe to an antivirus software, and this ranges anywhere between £10 to £50 per month. With the iPad, you really don't have to worry about this, as the iPad locks you down from installing anything that is not approved via the App Store. This is a bit restrictive, but in my opinion is really good as it keeps all the junk out of the device. For the laptop, you also need to buy a mouse, but they are relatively cheap. And with the iPad as well, you at least need a case and a screen protector. Again, you should find a decent ones for about £10 each. I made a video about all the accessories which the iPad needs, and I will link it down below as well if you wish to check that out. So in conclusion, where do we stand? Ideally, I would still recommend you buy both the devices, but if you have to choose one, then here's the deal. If portability is your main priority, along with ease of use and long battery life, at the same time you're willing to live with the restrictions of iOS operating system, then the iPad is the way to go. But if you like versatility, need a proper work-oriented device with bigger storage and better integration with third-party accessories, then the laptop is the way to go. Both these devices have their limitations, and the best way to choose one is to consider what you would use most on your device and then see if you can put up with its restrictions. And if you can stretch the budget and go for both of them, then you'll definitely not go wrong. You will have the best of both worlds, and the configurations which I mentioned above should last at least for the next 5 to 6 years. So that's it for now, guys. Hope this video helps you in making the right decision. Please do comment down below and let me know. Also, please show your support by subscribing to my channel. And as always, thanks a lot for staying until the end. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.